All right, welcome back to the channel, everybody. We are talking about Wakanda Forever Black Panther 2, and this one starts on a somber note as they are trying to save T'Challa, and they're trying everything in their lab to recreate what he needs to basically not pass. Unfortunately, they were not successful. And then there's a scene of him being risen up by a, for lack of a better term, spaceship after the funeral. And so the family has their crying moment. Then there's a political meeting with the leaders of what would be the MCU equivalent of the UN, where people are trying to take the vibranium from the Wakandans, and the Queen knows about it. So she says, "Consider this an act of mercy, and this better not happen again, or it'll be considered an act of war against Wakanda." And so the prisoners are returned, and then it's found out that later on in the Atlantic Ocean, as the Navy SEALs are looking for vibranium in the ocean, they stumble uh, they stumble upon the Talocan people, and their king is Namor, and Namor has an interesting backstory of being born in the water, and he has little wings on his feet, and he can fly, and he's real fast. And there's a whole race of these people who are blue, who wear like oxygen masks, who are basically impervious to pain, as the royal guards find out, and then they go and meet Ironheart as well, who has her version of what is an Iron Man suit, and they find this drone that's following the princess around, and Riri Williams, who plays Ironheart, is goes up against into the air to take out this drone, and she does it, and then she regains consciousness basically just as she's landing on the ground, so she turns out to be okay. This is after the Wakandans told her that there was only vibranium in Wakanda, but they weren't sure. And why did she build this for the government? And she's like, I built it for my class. And they try to tell her, oh, well, your smarts isn't always appreciated. And if you enjoy the content, please like and subscribe to the channel. Would really be appreciated. And so this continues to go on. She's taken to Wakanda, and because that's where they believe that she will be safe. And then her mother takes Ziri to the lake in Wakanda, and then the ground starts to shake as they're talking about T'Challa and how the princess only believes that the fixation with her brother from her mother is to cope, and it's not really real. And then she goes, well, what does your memories of your brother give you? Does it make it real? Does it make it less painful? At least I'm given comfort, basically, was her point. And Neymar shows up, and they try to figure out how he got by their defenses, and because he's an underwater creature, and they have access to vibranium, is my thought process. And all this time, the U.S. government doesn't know that the Talocan exist, which is the name of Nomar's people, and so Neymar's people rather, and so they blame the Wakandans for the attack in the Atlantic Ocean, and then um she threatens Neymar with, "What can I give you to make this go away?" Neymar says nothing because your princess went willingly to explore my home land, my home region. And she goes, "Don't be silly. There's always something I can give you. I'm Wakandan. We're the most powerful nation in the world." And this is all leading up to Neymar saying, "You were the most powerful nation. I will take out the princess. I will take you out and make sure I wipe Wakanda off the map if this is the way it's gonna go." And so he disappears, and the agent from the first movie is back, and he still helps the Wakandans, and he's in a relationship with the director of his agency. And he says, "I hope they don't find out what I told you guys, because if they find out that I gave you the direct path to where to go, then they're gonna it's gonna come back to me." And he's actually dating his superior, which is quite funny in the movie. I guess this was the intent was. But there's a meeting again with the mountain people. I don't know why they keep arguing and disagreeing. But Zeri gives an emotional speech. The mountain people again unite with the Wakandans, as it's decided that the Talocan and the Wakandans are gonna go to battle, and it's set up for this epic thing. And they're wondering why they can't defeat Neymar, why he can regenerate, and it's because as long as he has access to water, he'll be okay. So this big battle ensues, this epic battle between the Wakandans and the Talocan. And again, like and subscribe to the channel, it'd be much appreciated. And it looks like the Wakandans are actually being defeated by this new force of the Talocan. And but eventually they figure out that if they keep Neymar away from the water, he will eventually lose his strength, his power, and his quickness. So Ziri is the new Black Panther after a synthetic dose of the herb that they used to create the Black Panther. Goes to battle with Neymar, and it's an epic back and forth battle. As Neymar at the beginning, because he's so powerful, he gets the job done. But then, the longer he's away from the water, the more he weakens. So Ziri takes over, and then she gets him down and holds the spear next to him, and says, "Now you can yield, good sir. And your people need you, and Wakandans can need you. And if you yield, I'll let you basically live." And so Neymar yields for the benefit of his people. And then, as it looks like the Talocan are winning this battle, Neymar's voice comes from a helicopter and says, "We can go home now. Our battle here is done. We stand with the Wakandans." And then so they all go home, and the Talocan jump back in the water. The Wakandans are chanting Wakanda Forever, and Ziri thinks she's got one over on Neymar. However, back when they are doing their science thing, and it cuts back to Neymar, one of his henchmen says, "I can't believe you yielded so quickly. Why would you do such a thing?" And he explains that the outside world will come for Wakanda, and they have no allies, and they will turn to us, and we will become stronger than ever thanks to our alliance with Wakanda. And that's what we have to focus on, and when the time is right, we will strike. And then there's a post-credit scene where Zeru's at the beach with her sister, who didn't live in Wakanda, and she reveals that she has a son that is named T'Challa, and he is the son of King T'Challa. So rather than recast the character, that's why they didn't do it, because they had the offspring to T'Challa Jr. ready to go in the MCU. which was an interesting little tidbit I thought I'd throw in. But again, please like and subscribe, and until next time, may your ego come from a place that keeps you humble. I'm Mo Money. Mamba out.